the passionate voice of the vaccine education revolution. She has been independently researching in the natural health field for over 32 years. She spent much of her time focusing on the environmental factors contributing to autism, which she firmly believes is directly related to post-birth toxic exposures. Going back in time, 1994, Mary's first public speaking, she testified before the Michigan Health Board against the bill that would remove the philosophical exemption in Michigan. That bill was defeated. Since that time, she's been the director of vaccine research and education for Michigan Opposing Mandatory Vaccines, a watchdog group for maintaining the philosophical exemption in Michigan. And you have their brochure. Since 2003, she's run the website, childhoodshots.com. Since 2005, she's been a board member of WAVE, the World Association of Vaccine Education, dedicated to the prevention of vaccine injuries and death through public education and awareness. In 2005, she produced the DVD, Are Vaccines Safe?, which has been viewed by over 300,000 people worldwide. Mary is on the American Chiropractic Autism Board, which she helped co-found in 2008, and she's helping to manage Hope for Autism, bionutritional training for physicians, which focuses on recovery of autism and other chronic illnesses using natural methods. From 2011 to the present, she's been vice president of Heart for Autism, a charitable 501c3 that raises funds for families who are working to recover their children from autism. This year, she co-founded the Safe Schools campaign, an educational program on the dangers of psychotropic medications leading to violence and suicide in children. She hosts her own radio program every Saturday afternoon called Healing Our World. Mary raised her 5 children with a focus on natural, healthy lifestyle and subsequent natural immunity. She's the proud Nana to 5 healthy grandchildren. And it was her children who nominated her for America's Outstanding Mom 2013. Representing the great state of Michigan, she competed for the national title, which she won last month on July 27th.
Yay.
In her first public appearance since taking the crown, let's give a warm West Michigan welcome to America's Outstanding Mom 2013, Mary Tocco.
Wow, what an introduction. I always like to start out by welcoming everybody here, and I am so excited that you have decided to spend your day with me instead of enjoying this beautiful weather. And I'll tell you what, that takes a lot, because I was really concerned when I saw how gorgeous it was going to be today. I thought, oh, a lot of people are going to go boating or they're going to go to the beach, but I'm so glad that you all have decided to spend it this afternoon with us. I want to start by thanking the Nourishing the Lakes chapter of Weston Price. To put on an event like this takes a tremendous amount of planning. And as you probably know, it is probably pretty politically incorrect, right? Because we are talking about one of the most controversial, emotional topics I believe, of the century. So I want to thank our 2 leaders, Mark Christensen, who is one of the co-founders, and also Lisa Middlecamp Louder, who you just heard from. I want to thank them for taking the time to get this thing together. It's awesome. Please help me thank them. Now, a lot of people wonder, what is this all about, this America's Outstanding Mom pageant? Basically, my daughter, who sent the initial letter in, without my knowledge, basically said, in her mind, she was hoping that it would give me a platform to reach more people. Because, well, first of all, she does believe I'm an outstanding mom, and I believe that the world is made up of lots of outstanding moms who don't get recognized. So I'm honored to be up here representing so many moms who are dedicated to motherhood. Because you guys know, motherhood is a challenging job, especially in this day and age. But my daughter put the letter in, and when I found out I was the Michigan delegate, I was not only honored, but I was like, oh no, I've never done a pageant before. What does this mean? And that's when I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to talk about what I believe is the #1 crisis right now affecting children, and that's the autism crisis. So my goal is to expand the awareness of what autism is, to highlight ways that we can help children, because even though there are people out there who say children cannot recover from autism, I know differently, right? Anyone know a child out there who's going through some recovery processes right now? And so anyway, that is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this my platform. I also am going to try to raise funds for Heart for Autism. What we find is that many children who are injured with autism, their families are financially strapped because mom usually can't work. Her whole time is dedicated to this child, just trying to figure out how to raise this child and keep this child happy. So they're always, it seems like they're financially strapped. So we formed Heart for Autism, which is a nonprofit, in an effort to raise funds so that we can then allocate the funds to families who want to begin the process of recovering their children. But we're going to cover that in great detail as we move on here. You can meet up with me on Facebook. How many of you right now are currently on Facebook and met up with me on Facebook? Okay. I use Facebook as another platform. Through Facebook, I am reaching almost 2 million people with my posts. And it's really quite neat to see how it goes virally, how I look in the back end and I see that a post went to 1.9 million people. And that tells me a couple of things. It tells me, number one, Americans are now asking the hard questions and seeking answers. And when they find an article or something I post, they feel it's important to share, and they're sharing it. So meet up with me on my Facebook pages. You have to like them, because I can't take friends anymore. I also have the weekly radio program, and it's called Healing Our World, because I believe that there are a lot of things that people need to know about how to heal their bodies, heal their families, heal their children, and their communities. And so I highlight all kinds of authors and researchers and doctors and physicians, and even moms and dads out there who are making a difference in their community. So my website is Childhood Shots, and eventually it will be finished. I've been working on it for almost 2 years. My goal is to make it a one-stop place where you can go and learn about all of the infectious illnesses, which that is pretty much done. I haven't gotten to the vaccine section now, but I'm writing articles all the time for it, and I also am creating downloads, so it'll be a place where you can learn about natural immunity, everything related to like breastfeeding, all of those good things. So people say, well, why do you do this, Mary? Do you have a vaccine-injured child? And actually the answer is no, I don't. I have 5 incredibly healthy children who never needed a prescription medication, who never had a trip to the doctor's office, who never had an ear infection that couldn't be dealt with a little peroxide in the ear. I had 5 incredibly healthy children. And in the process of raising my 5, I saw children all around me getting sick all the time. I'm from a very large family. I'm number 7 of 11. And so I had brothers and sisters who were having babies when I was having my children. And of course you can imagine the debates around the kitchen table, because I was into natural birth, home birthing, long-term breastfeeding, attachment parenting, no antibiotics, no drugs, no medications, no vaccinations. And so what I noticed is all of my siblings who chose to vaccinate their children, back in the 80s, they had asthma and gut disorders, a little bit of hyperactivity, maybe it was ADHD. And I saw this trend across the country, and I thought somebody has to talk about this. And as you know, I've been researching it for 30 years, and I just felt like the Lord was calling me to do this. And I know it was His calling in my life, because believe me, I wouldn't have chosen this as a career path, because it's not always fun being the bearer of bad news. So I do it because I want every child in this country to have a chance at being healthy. Every child deserves that right. And that's not what's going on. And that's really why I do it, because I want to see children healthy. You see, they're going to inherit the world in a very short time. Those of us who are over 50 will eventually be gone, and the next generation is going to be taking over. And I really believe that it's our obligation and our duty to give our children an earth that they can live in and thrive in. Okay? And by the way, I'm going to take off this sash now, and I'm going to become the researcher, because I'll be messing with it the whole time I'm up here, and I don't want to do that, so I'll just lay it down. But